First, I identify all of the instruments that I can pick out, and they get bonus points for having more than just like guitar, bass, drum, singer. Like we got some horn section. I love a horn section. You got a little bit of like a choir, fun. You're playing with like glass bottles or like old typewriters in your music. Yes, everything is music. Wilco actually does a great job of this. Curtis Mayfield has great arrangements. Then I follow up on the tone of the song. Is this trying to convey something? Is this song a part of an entire full album that's going to tell a story? And I can't pick this one out individually. Is this just like meant to elicit like a feeling or a vibe? Or is this meant to really guide you through a thought process or human feeling? Are their lyrics antiquated? Are they in jest? Are they poetry? Is the singer's tone appropriate for the kind of music, or are they being ironic in a playful way? Like a really upbeat song with a really dark, deep, and emotional lyric tone. The Gorillaz have a great way of doing that. Then I start to listen to production quality. Are we doing a lot of layering? Is this mostly electronically formulated? Is this like the equivalent of an AI generation kind of sellable music that's just looking to pump out product versus some form of craft? Bruno Mars is an excellent example of a musician that has very sellable quality and can pump out a lot of music, but also has the production to back it up. Silk Sonic with Anderson .Paak is like an excellent example of a spin-off of all of the bubblegum stuff that he's selling off of the shelves and kind of like taking back an older generation. While we're on that front, an old concept, an old taste, an old flavor of music then created new in a new way is really comforting. Harvest Moon is done and covered by everyone, but I really like Poolside's version. It's an upbeat, kind of more electronic groove version of such a classic. Those are great. Dr. Dog did a version of the Hot Stepper, which was really popular in the 90s. Those are fun. Sometimes I just want to time travel and I want to remind myself of my childhood, and so I'll listen to some older music like Pearl Jam, and I'll throw on some Pantera, and I'll just like drive with all the windows down just to have like this vibe solo moment of freedom. If I want to connect to the girl in me, I'll listen to like a soundtrack from a movie that really connected me. Garden State soundtrack was very predominant in cultivating the type of character that I am today. Maybe everything pisses me off and I just want to throw on some Gwar. That's going to happen from time to time. Rage Against the Machine when I can't stop listening to the news. If I want to hear somebody's spirit, I'm going to turn on some Buddy Guy. And Jimi Hendrix has to be said. There's nothing else but him and his solo guitar. And you know what? Miles Davis even said that he couldn't keep up with him. That man was a genius. Anybody who's ever read music can tell you that music is mathematical. When classic trained musicians play with rock and roll and jam and funk, you get bands like Goose that are just like explosive on stage and fun and also like really good at what they do. Also, knowing an artist's hustle makes me excited to want to go after their music and listen to them and be a part of that like upbeat, like I'm fucking doing this vibe. Prof is a great example. Tash Sultana. These are artists that are self-made and really proud of that and express that a lot in their music. Some of these lyricists throw it the fuck down. Baby Jesus is really fun. BBNO $. Noga Erez. Like Speed, like you couldn't believe. The one that's always felt like a home vibe, like sitting on your porch, just totally and completely listening to like the birds and the way that the frogs sound by the river's edge. That's gonna be Gregory Alan Isakov. I love me some folk. American folk has really transformed throughout the years, and they continue to build such beautiful landscapes. They remind me of oil paintings done in music. Maybe I'm going to want to get back to my Texan and Montana ways, so I'll throw on some Red Clay Strays or some Sturgill Simpson and just like take the Turtles all the way down. If I'm in a groove and I'm going to be driving for a while, Mind Chatter is going to get me there the whole time. I'm going to not trace waterfalls with TLC if it ever comes on ever. The Score by the Fugees is probably one of the best albums ever made. Call Me Crazy But Metal by Pink Floyd is also one of my favorite albums I've ever heard. Yeah, it's not their most popular, but it is my absolute favorite. Joni Mitchell also taught me to love. Bob Dylan taught me to just be who you are. Even if you're a shit singer, you can be a poet. As long as your message is getting out, that's all that matters. And he proved that time and time again. I'm currently teaching my son the vastness of the Beatles. It's really interesting for me to be able to lay out, like, yeah, they kind of sound screamo in this one. You're right. Yeah, this one, they kind of sound doo-wop. Yeah, you're right. This one, it sounds like they're all tripping acid. Yeah, you're right. This one, they sound like a totally hard rock band. Yeah, they just spanned all of them. Beck is another artist that spans all genres. I think it's incredible when they don't limit themselves to one instrument, one style. I think that artists who can diversify like that are one in a million. And up until recently, I kind of thought that's how everybody listened to music. How do you listen to it?